I started this project with two tiny, ordinary pieces, but as the rice paper settled, the flowers bloomed, and the clay scrolls started taking shape, something unexpected happened. What was once plain slowly turned into a soft spring story, layered, delicate, and full of quiet beauty. Let me show you how this one came together. Hello, my crafty friends. I'm Donna from Mason Creations, etc. And welcome to my channel. If you're ready, my friends, let's make a mess. This is just the cutest set. I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby, so it may not be available any longer. However, you could probably find some similar pieces if you want to duplicate this project. It's a tiny ceramic cup and a tiny wooden cutting board strung together with a cotton ribbon. I'm giving the cutting board a quick sanding with a fine grit sandpaper so it's nice and smooth. I'm using Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color cotton to give the cutting board a white base on the front side. I'll be decoupaging on the front, so I need a white background. Make sure you always paint white or a very light off-white wherever you're going to decoupage rice paper or a napkin. White allows the colors of your images to look more vibrant. Dark colors will make your images look dark and muddy. This and all the products you're going to see me use today came from decoupagenapkins.com, my wonderful sponsors. I'm using Polyvine multi-surface lacquer in dead flat to prep the ceramic cup so I can remove the shine. It's specially formulated to create a durable bond on slick, non-porous surfaces such as ceramic. That bond acts as a gripping layer that allows decoupage paper to stick more effectively. For best results, I'm going to let this dry overnight. Look at this gorgeous paper. This is so pretty. Sharon, my friend, I know you're just loving the color. I'm going to separate the two images I'll be using. I'm using a water brush to remove the two images from the rest of the paper. A water brush has a cartridge that you fill with water and then brush it on the napkin or rice paper. The water dispenses easily, so this is really convenient. Because you're watching this video today, decoupagenapkins.com is going to give you a 10% discount on one order that's a minimum of at least $50. This is a one-time discount and is good on your entire order when you use the code MASON10 in all caps at checkout. So now you can get that mold you've been eyeing or some additional rice papers you've been wanting. Even if you've been ordering from them in the past, you can still take advantage of this one-time 10% discount when using the code above. I'll leave all this information for you in my description box below. To find my description box, click on the word more just below the title of this video. I'm tearing as much of the white background away as I can. It's much easier to decoupage and blend when there isn't a lot of background. All you want to decoupage is the image. You always want to tear your rice paper or napkin instead of cutting it. A torn edge is much easier to blend than a sharp cut edge. I'm using Polyvine Heavy Duty Varnish in a satin finish as my decoupage adhesive today. You can use this product as a varnish and an adhesive, which is true for all the Polyvine formulas. It works so much better than the most popular brand of decoupage glue that takes 28 days to completely dry and cure. This isn't a glue, so it doesn't go on thick and lumpy. Dries to the touch in 1 hour and is completely cured in less than a week. It's a varnish, so it dries crystal clear and will never yellow. All the Polyvine formulas can be used as a decoupage adhesive, so feel free to use whichever one you have on hand. I misted a cut-up piece of plastic from a Ziploc bag with some water. I placed it over my decoupaged image and used a paper towel to rub out any bubbles or wrinkles. I let my images dry for about an hour or so. Then I added another coat of my varnish to make sure all the edges of the paper were sealed. I'm going to be sponging paint around the image to blend it in with the white background. In order for that to turn out flawless, you need to have your paper edges sealed. If you don't seal them, they will grab onto the paint and you'll be able to see exactly where those edges are. Instead of hiding the edges, it will bring more attention to them. And then I'll let that dry for about an hour. I'm mixing up a color that will blend with that background color in the rice paper. I'm using French lilac and light orchid. I'll be sponging this color along with some white to make it all blend together. Where are you all watching from, my crafty friends? Let me know in the comments. I just love to see what cities and countries all my friends are watching from. I'm filming from sunny Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States. I am dabbing the paint around the edges and then blending it with a sponge. Then I'm adding some white and go back and forth with the purple and white until I'm happy with the way it looks. I always sponge a little bit of the new color onto the rice paper area that I'm trying to match. The two colors blend and make a new third color that blends it all together. DecoupageNapkins.com has an amazing selection of napkins, and the best part is that you can purchase them individually. They also carry a wide range of craft supplies, including rice paper, paints, clay, molds, and an excellent selection of polyvine products. With thousands of items available and new products being added regularly, it's truly a one-stop shop for crafters. Orders are carefully packed and shipped quickly. You'll earn special bonus points on orders over $100. Additional offers may vary and are often seasonal, so be sure to check their website for current deals. You'll find any promotions displayed in the banner at the top of their homepage. If you subscribe to their newsletter by entering your email address, you'll receive 10% off your next order. This discount is separate from the Mason 10 code and can be used on a separate purchase. I'll leave links to all the products I use in the description box below, along with more details on the current promotions. Please note that all offers are subject to change. To find my description box, click on the word "More" below the title of this video. Even though there wasn't any of that purple mist in the image on the little cup, I still added some of the purple paint around the image just to make them cohesive. And I took the white paint all the way to the top of the cup on the inside. I didn't paint the outside at all. After the paint dried, I gave both pieces another coat of varnish to protect all the paint I just added. And then I'll let that dry for about an hour. And this is how you get an amazing shine with this varnish. I let the first coat dry for an hour, and now I'm sanding it very lightly with a fine grit sandpaper. I'll wipe off the dust and then give it another coat of varnish. You can repeat this process as many times as you like. Each time you'll get a little bit more of that flawless shine that Polyvine Heavy Duty Varnish can provide. Make sure you allow it to dry for a full hour between coats. I'm using my favorite, Doss clay, to make some embellishments for this project. Doss clay is so easy to work with, dries quickly, and has very little shrinkage or cracking when dry. It's perfect for making molded pieces. After pressing the clay into the mold, I'm scraping off the excess with my palette knife. Now I'm smoothing the clay out with some water. Then I'll put them in the freezer for 20 minutes. Freezing the clay makes it rigid, so they just pop out of the mold easily. No fragile pieces will break off. Fresh out of the freezer, watch how easily these just pop out of the molds. No delicate little pieces will break off. They are frozen solid, so I'll need to let them thaw for a few minutes, but not in the mold. Make sure you remove them from the mold right away as soon as you take them out of the freezer. I'm going to use Aleene's tacky glue to add my molded clay to my piece. I need to add this while the clay is still wet so it'll conform to the piece as it dries. This is the best glue I've found for attaching wet clay. If any glue seeps out from under the clay, I'm removing it right away with a clean, damp brush. I'm also pressing down all the edges of the clay very delicately to make sure they're all connecting with the piece. I test all the products that I recommend in my videos. I won't recommend anything that I haven't used myself and prefer. If I'm recommending it, you can bet it's a great product. Each product will be listed in my description box below and will have a blue link to make it easy for you to find. Any of the links I provide are safe for you to click on. I'm going to let this dry overnight. I'm giving the clay embellishments a coat of the heavy-duty varnish. I'm going to be doing an antiquing technique, and I need to have a gloss surface for that to work properly. If you've been using Polyvine products, you're going to notice that they've changed all the labels and some of the product names. So when ordering, don't think that you've been given an incorrect product. The heavy-duty wood varnish is now heavy-duty varnish, and the heavy-duty extreme varnish is now exterior extreme varnish. I hope you love and enjoy these products as much as I do. And then I'll let that dry for about an hour. I'm mixing my own antique using a glazing medium and some paint. I put about a teaspoon in a little paper cup and then added just a few drops of paint. The glazing medium prolongs the drying time of the paint. This way you have a longer working window. Before you apply any antiquing, you need to have a satin or gloss finish. This will allow you to wipe the antique off the surface, and it will remain in all the cracks and crevices. Without a shine on the surface, the antique will grab onto the bare paint, and you won't be able to wipe any of it off. I always add a little water to my mixture because I prefer my antique a little bit runnier. I'm applying it with a brush and wiping it off right away with a soft, dry cloth. You can mix the glazing medium with any color paint to make antique. This allows you to get really creative with your projects. For this project, I used purple as my antique. I love the way you can get such unique results by mixing up a colorful antique. I didn't want to do the normal brown because this is a spring project. It needed to be something bright and cheery, so purple it is. What do you think about colored antiques? Tell me in the comments. I'm actually really curious if this technique is something you might try. If you're enjoying this video, please let me know by hitting that like button. When you click the like button, a new hype button shows up. If you click that, you'll be able to send points to my channel. YouTube will then send this video out to more viewers. This is great for my channel. I appreciate you for doing that. You won't want to miss any of the new projects coming up, so don't forget to subscribe. I let the antique dry for a few hours, and then I gave the top of the cutting board and the inside of the cup a final coat of varnish. And then I'll let that dry for about an hour. I'm going to jazz up those scrolls and add a little warmth. I'm using redesigned Decor wax in the color Eternal. This is so beautiful when it dries. It's going to add a touch of shimmer to all those pretty little scrolls. I'm using my finger to lightly rub it over the tops of the scrolls. I don't want any of it to get down inside where I have the purple antique, just lightly over the tops. I'm putting a small amount of the rub on my finger and rubbing it together with my thumb. Smearing it around like that prevents a large amount of your product ending up in one place. This is a wax and won't need to be sealed. Wax rubs will always be the last thing you put on your project. I'm using a soft, dry cloth to buff the dry wax rub to a shine. Don't forget, all of the wonderful products I'm using today can be found at my favorite place for craft supplies, decoupagenapkins.com, and I'll leave you links in my description box below. I cleaned up that ribbon and ironed it. I'm stringing the two together again and tying a bow. I've added a link to a video that I think you may enjoy. Click the picture on the right to be taken directly to that video. I'm so happy you were here with me today, and thanks so much for watching. I can't wait to see you all next week. I'm working on a new project with you in mind. You can subscribe by clicking my picture in the top right corner.